Facebook says it's dealing with the largest security breach in the company's history. The cyber attack, which happened Tuesday, exposed the personal information of nearly 50 million users. It's just the latest hack on this.
Viruses, distributed denial of service. Now, these terms for the weaponization of code are now well known, but governments and citizens around the world are still just beginning to understand the full impact of cyber warfare. Now, recently caught up with...
We're back with our special series, The Hacking of America. On this broadcast, we've reported time and time again on massive computer hacks, everything from government secrets to data stolen from millions of retail customers.
Has signed a new cybersecurity strategy. Bolton told reporters during a conference call, quote, "For any nation taking cyber activity against the United States, they should expect we will respond offensively as well as defensively." The plan is the first
From
of its
communication
kind
to finances and healthcare, every aspect of American life is connected to a computer. The dependence on technology puts the United States at risk of a cyber attack.
Malicious hackers want to undermine federal, state, and local networks. Some hostile foreign governments are testing and developing aggressive cyber warfare strategies. Private sector cyber espionage undermines the technological investments made by leading American companies.
The year is 2016. The election is in full gear and things are really starting to get feisty. Supporters on both sides are passionate for their candidates, and the news is crowded with stories of foul play on both sides. Then, something big happened. Right after Trump won the election, allegations arose that everyone's favorite country to hate, Russia, may have had something to do with the outcome of the election. The idea was that somehow these Russian hackers had gotten onto Facebook, well, everyone can make an account, and had effectively looked into people's personal accounts and then targeted them with custom campaigns to effectively swing them over to Trump's side. This is important because this introduces us to one of the first times Facebook came under real fire for hacking, aka the Russian hackers. But that was only the beginning of Facebook's privacy trouble. Let's skip ahead a few more months of the Trump administration. We see Facebook, once again, being the victim of a data leak, this time to the political analysis firm, Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge was a political analyst company that could be employed by political candidates to help them win the election in various ways, usually involving marketing or targeted ad campaigns. The company used the personal information of millions of users, which was acquired through a supposedly anonymous survey that Facebook put forward to help create a more targeted ad campaign, similar to the Russian hackers. Just in the name of clarity, Facebook didn't put forward the survey to give to the Trump administration. They put forward the survey a few years back, and Cambridge Analytica was able to access these anonymous answers. In the end, it landed both Facebook and the company in hot water, eventually leading to the company closing down and Facebook being looked into by various government agencies, worsening the already rough reputation they had. That was the last real data breach related event that happened involving Facebook until just a couple months ago. The real reason why Facebook is in trouble now is because of the most recent and the biggest breach yet. Facebook was once again breached by hackers, but this time it has way bigger implications than the last few times. The user info that was stolen is currently on the market on the deep web. You know, the deep web, the scary part of the internet that you need a specialized browser to view and can go on to purchase just about anything you can think of. Yes, millions of user accounts are currently sitting in the hands of hackers that are trying to sell them to anyone that'll pay for them. This means that potentially anyone who buys this info can blackmail the user or just generally find out a bunch of information about them. That is a scary thought. Now let's talk about how this happened. Ironically enough, this breach wasn't due to Russian hackers or to a political agenda. It was actually because of Facebook's own mistake. With every new update to Facebook, there comes new lines of code. Well, this time, this code had a lot of vulnerabilities to hackers. Whether it was laziness or an oversight is still up to debate, but these vulnerabilities made it incredibly easy for a group of hackers, whom we still don't know the identity of, to hack right in and steal as much user info as they could. We're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with all the stolen information, but in the midst of all of this, Facebook is now in danger of being under direct oversight from the government. And honestly, with everything that happened, this may not be such a bad thing. Alright, Now that you know your information might be compromised, let's talk about how you can find out if yours is, and what you can do to secure your account for the future. To start, you're going to want to log on to Facebook, and click the arrow in the top right corner of the page. Next, you're going to want to click on Settings, then choose Security and Login, and finally choose the option called Where You're Logged In. A list of your logins will come up, and if one of them doesn't look right, all you have to do is choose Not You on the side of the screen. There will then be a Secure Your Account option to lock down your account. If you haven't been hacked and want to keep it that way, there's an easy way to handle this also. Facebook has a load of options to beef up security on your account. Whether it's adding extra passwords or adding security in questions, Facebook does have options to do this sort of thing. This is pretty much all you can do to try and prevent yourself from being in the next group of hacked accounts, but who knows, maybe Facebook themselves will try to beef up security, considering all the problems they've been having recently. Now you may be thinking to yourself, alright, so what does all this mean for the future and the current condition of social media and society as a whole? For those answers and more, I will direct you towards Mike's Fireside Interpretation. Hi there, glad you can make it. Welcome to Mike's Fireside Interpretation. In this segment, I'll be telling you my views on the Facebook scandal and the many implications it has on society. While doing this, I'll be playing relaxing background videos of fires and campsites to make you feel more relaxed and welcomed. For as far back as I can remember, social media has been a part of my life. Granted, I am still young, but I think it is still an important point to mention that social media is a drastic part of my life, and the majority of the lives of my generation, and even a large amount of people from older generations as well. Personally, Facebook is not something I use particularly often, but I feel as though it was the grandfather to most other forms of social media. Therefore, it only makes sense that it would be the target of all of these breaches and hacks. Through all of this controversy, I believe Facebook's biggest mistake was that they got too comfortable. Zuckerberg has been a millionaire at a very young age, and I feel as though if you're on top for so long, there's gonna have to be a point where you come crashing down. 2016 was the first time Zuckerberg really had to deal with the media being all over him in a negative way, and I think this may have been a chance for him to really take a look at the way Facebook was going, and it may have been his one chance to change before it was too late. And he didn't take the proper precautions to ensure his users' safety. This would prove to be strike one for Mark Zuckerberg. Strike 2 came soon after with the Cambridge Analytica scandal, and strike 3 was this most recent data breach. In my opinion, Zuckerberg deserves one more chance. I have faith that he can still make a comeback, even from Facebook's most recent blunders. He poured his heart and soul into this company, and revolutionized social media as a whole. Sure, Facebook has come with plenty of bad, and it's also done the one thing that I think we need more of right now. It's brought people together. In one way or another, people use Facebook to find other people, and to see what other people are doing. Sure, you could argue that the majority of the content on Facebook is just people gloating about their lives, but hey, then that's just another thing it does. It inspires people to look for experience to stand out among the rest. Not to mention, the social implications of the government becoming an overseer for Facebook is not a good alternative. If that were to happen, it could set a bad precedent and have effects we never could have seen coming. Who draws the line when the government takes over one of America's largest homegrown companies? It could be the beginning of the end of the way America currently runs. Once again, in the name of security. I think now that Zuckerberg has been knocked down to size, he will start taking security on Facebook more seriously, and in doing so, will make the platform safe for its users again. If he doesn't, then he truly does deserve to lose the company. I just hope that he would lose it to another person, and not to some sort of government agency. This has been another segment of Mike's Fireside Interpretation. I now will welcome you back to your regularly scheduled video. Facebook is the most popular and the most talked about social media platform of today. Literally millions of people rely on it for their information, whether that be info on the news of the world or just on what their friend ate today. But the point still stands that Facebook is important in people's lives. I personally hope that everything surrounding Facebook gets resolved. Because if it doesn't, and Facebook goes through some kind of dramatic change, whether that be changing hands or changing the way the platform is just generally run, then I don't think even the world will be the same afterward. This has been a video essay by Michael Morelli. I hope you learned something here today, or you at the very least were entertained by the video itself. Thank you for watching.
What's the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
No.
If you've messaged anybody this week, would you share with us the names of the people you've messaged?
Senator, no, I would probably not choose to do that publicly here.
I think that may be what this is all about. Your right to privacy, the limits of your right to privacy, and how much you give away in modern America in the name of, quote, connecting people around the world.